Well, Rammer Jammer, let's, I don't know, get a new bug zapper, because it'd be about as interesting as this build-up for this pay-per-view. But anyway, welcome to the Bammer Slammer. I'm your host, BamaDave, and it's glad to have you guys with us this evening. If you're watching us right now on our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/SmackedRaw, please don't forget to follow us. Join us live in the chat right now, and don't forget to announce yourself in the chat so that every time we see you, we'll shout you out and we'll let you know what's going on. Also, if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, make sure you like the video, subscribe to our channel, and then click that bell so every time we post new videos in the future, you'll get notified immediately. Our content is coming out on a weekly basis. We put out at least 1 to 2 videos every single week. You don't want to miss out on any of it. And if you're listening to us on whatever podcast platform you prefer, thank you so much. Follow us there, subscribe to us, leave us a comment, leave us a 5-star rating. Our content's almost worthy of it. So the more you give us love and the more you support us, the better content we'll put out. And we appreciate your listening and your watching. We hope to give you the best viewing and listening experience that we possibly can. This evening, I have assembled an all-star panel to preview Survivor Series this evening. Matter of fact, if I had to put together a team to go into Survivor Series, these would definitely probably be 3 of the people I would pick. First of all, over here to my right, she is one half of the Queens of the Ring podcast, where they cover pro wrestling's hot topics, breaking news, recaps, and anything else they deem worthy for queens to discuss. She's a for-life superfan member of the Bullet Club, the co-creator of Check Your Temperature, and just like Patsy Cline, she's crazy. From the great city of Phoenix, Arizona, welcome back, my sister from another Mr. Crazy Nikki. Nikki, how are you this evening, ma'am?
I am doing well, even though this show's going to be something. It's something, but I'm doing well.
This will be a very interesting, unpredictable show. I think
it will.
I'm interested to see what you guys are going to say. I hope y'all are curious to what I'm going to say as well, but iron sharpens iron. This will be a fun show. Also, directly below me, hailing from the Empire State of New York, he's the voice of the Tristen Law show, where you can be introduced to the personalities in and outside of the pro wrestling ring. In addition to being a host and a certified foodie, he's also a talented pro wrestler with a great mind for the business, forged in the fires of the 3D Academy. Welcome back to the Bammer Slammer, Mr. Tristen Law. Tristen, how are you this evening, sir?
Man, I'm doing so great, man. I did something really fun today. I went to the movie theaters, but I did not see a movie. I went into the movie. I went into the movie theaters just to buy popcorn. I just finished it just in time so I could here on SmackedRaw.
Oh my God!
Hey, okay. What theater chain has the best popcorn?
Hey, brother, AMC.
AMC, that's right.
100%. 100%.
They use Oscar Mayer hot dogs, and you can go my mouth one.
Absolutely.
You can go there and get a little bit of meal as well too. AMC, proud Stubbs member.
Fun fact, just for trivia: in the 4th grade, I won a state science fair by doing the best popcorn brand. Guess which one won?
Orville Redenbacher.
Orville Redenbacher, 100%.
And that's the brand that AMC uses.
Yes, that's why it's so dang good. 100%. And finally, down and across from me diagonally, he's one of the main hosts and the creator of the SmackedRaw brand. You can hear him and RN every single weekend as they do the Rewind show. He also does some specialty shows throughout the week. And every now and then you can find our Twitch channel going live and watch in there, making a complete fool of himself on his VR and losing all of his life savings in poker games. But regardless, he's a pro wrestling fan. He's got a great mind for this business. He's fun to talk to and fun to listen to. This is our leader on the SmackedRaw brand, Mr. Kyle Tyson. Kyle, how are you this evening?
Hey, man, I'm doing fantastic. Hey, listen, quick shout out to Spuddy, who gave his own special intro. He says, I'm a beautiful man. Some say I look like Viking Raider. Other people say I smile like Bastion Booger. However, I have the lyrical skills of prototype John Cena is Kyle, Mr. Reconcile. I just got to give Spuddy a shout out.
Not a bad intro, Spuddy. I've only ever seen Spuddy on camera with a mask on, so I've never seen his beard or anything else he might be attributing to being a Viking Raider. Although, or is he saying you look like your spirit animal, Eric from the Viking Raiders?
That was the joke. Everyone used to compare back before I cut it. Yeah, they said I look like Eric from the Viking Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going for the Kevin Owens look, although I don't think my wife will ever let me grow it that long. So, but I'm trying to. And Kyle, I guess you and I got the superhero memo on the shirts. I'm going.
Oh yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah,
I got a PlayStation shirt.
Hey, there you go.
This man straight out of Squid Game.
I got a guy who got fired.
Oh.
Is that that's a Bray Wyatt shirt, right?
Yeah.
Let me in.
Bray Wyatt's Twitter does not exist anymore.
Yeah,
people.
no.
Doesn't.
Yep, he doesn't. Which means
He hung out with Cody.
You're supposed to know where he is.
Yeah, he and Cody are up to something. They both shut their Twitters down.
Ew.
And
Well, I'm interested to hear more about that in the near future. A lot of people, including out of our own trivia pool, thought that he was going to make his presence felt this past Saturday. I'm glad he didn't, because I think it would have overshadowed the main event. But I am interested to see where he shows up. Nikki, are you in agreement with me that we think it's Impact?
I think it's Impact.
I do too.
no,
100%.
He ain't going to Impact.
And if he goes somewhere else, we're having a eulogy show.
Oh.
Just, if he ever hears this, there will be a eulogy show.
Dude, he's going to AEW. I hate to burst your bubble. He is going to AEW.
I hope all in all that he does what's best for him and his family.
That's all I want. That's all I want.
Facts right there,
That's
man.
all I want. I want all these people to do what's best for themselves and for their families. Hey, everybody in the chat. Spuddy, what's up? Everybody that's in the chat watching, shout yourself out. We'll give you a shout out. And as we go through this evening, I want to make sure that we give you guys a chance to let your comments be felt. So type to us and let us hear you. And we'll make sure to shout you out and let you guys do that. As I said, we are previewing Survivor Series this evening with a round of Check Your Temperature. Check Your Temperature is simply where we throw a pay-per-view or a major event on the card, and then we just go around the horn and everybody says, are they hot, cold, or warm for a match, and why? And then we also give our predictions for who we think is going to win that match. Survivor Series 2021 has 6 matches currently scheduled on the card. I'm sure there's going to be a pre-show match. We'll find out as we get closer to the weekend what that might be. I don't have that information right now. And a couple of these graphics are outdated because as of Monday Night Raw last night, a couple of changes have been made to the card. So we will do our best to reflect that as we get closer to it. What's up, Apron Bump? Kyle, Handsome Kyle, we like to call him.
Is it Handsome Kyle?
It's Handsome Kyle.
I called him Sexy Kyle. Damn it. I knew it was one of those good-looking names.
I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. Lincoln, let me start with you. When we started booking these shows, I asked you point blank, your favorite WWE pay-per-view. You told me Survivor Series. So immediately I told you, when we get to that show, I'm gonna put you on the panel, pencil you in, confirm as we get closer. Nikki, let's start with you. Why has Survivor Series historically been your favorite, and how do you feel about the way this one's being booked?
Oh Lord, here we go.
Here we go. Let's rip the Band-Aid off right now. Come on.
Let's rip the Band-Aid off. So Survivor Series is one of my favorites because I've always loved the 5-on-5 match.
Mm-hmm.
That 5-on-5 match is classic.
I agree.
Also, the first WWE superstar I ever saw on TV debuted at Survivor Series. I wasn't watching it because I was young, but it was The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm. 1991.
Yes.
Forgot all about that.
Survivor Series will always hold a place in my heart. And one of my favorite matches is from Survivor Series, and that's the men's 5-on-5 from 2016.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a good match.
Just with like Jericho, KO, AJ Styles, Bray, all of them in one match.
Yeah.
The Shield reunion. Yeah.
And
can't beat it.
And forgive me, The Undertaker debuted in 1990 because last year was his 30th anniversary.
Well,
so I apologize. That's on me. That's on me.
Then I was 1. There you go.
I was 5.
Uno.
I was 5.
I was 1. But wasn't watching wrestling at 1. So there you go. And this year I feel like it is complete crap.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? Like, they're not even booking a show anymore. They're just like, hey guys, we have to do Survivor Series.
Right.
So like, I guess here's a show. And the only match that people are really invested in at this point is Charlotte and Becky. But that's because Charlotte and Becky made you invested in Charlotte and Becky.
Right. And we'll get definitely a lot more into that. Kyle, what's your But for putting aside this year's booking, because I think we're all going to have the same opinion about it for the most part, what's your relationship with Survivor Series up until now?
Oh, it's the best pay-per-view of all time.
In your opinion?
No, God, no.
I was about to say
it's not even top 4 anymore. The whole term top 4 pay-per-view, which used to be reserved for WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series. Now you can replace Survivor Series with Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is a clearly more invested in pay-per-view for the last probably 5 years than Survivor Series.
Yep.
You could make an argument for a couple of the Survivor Series where they were doing the invasions, but at this point, you can tell that WWE invests more into Money in the Bank. So, yeah, it's dropped out of the top 4. How sad!
It really is.
Second, if I recall correctly, because I have a horrible trivia brain. If I recall correctly, it's the second oldest WWE pay-per-view, and it's no longer important. It's not important to WWE, and I think that is a sad realization to have. Yeah, so that's my take.
All right. Well, let me go to a guy who showed us on the Wheel of Wrestling. He does have an awesome trivia brain, and that's Mr. Tristen Law. Tristen, what's your relationship with Survivor Series up until this year?
So my relationship with Survivor Series goes way back to when WWF magazine was a thing. And I remember getting those magazines and being so enamored because I was able to see my favorite wrestler who had beef with another wrestler handle it how we handle it in the hood. You know, I'm going to get my boys and you go get your boys and we're going to handle this like men.
Yeah.
But now we just put 5 people together and there's always some kind of turmoil. So there's no rhyme or reason to why we're doing this.
Yep.
It's like when you wake up in the morning, you go, man, I got to eat breakfast because I didn't eat breakfast. And that's just how it feels with this pay-per-view. Man, we got to do a pay-per-view because we told them we were going to do it. So, you know, it's happening. We are all going to watch it. We all pay $4.99 per month for Peacock. Some people pay $9.99. Hey, if you found something to watch on it other than wrestling and Back to the Future, let me know. But it's there, and I guess we'll all be watching it on Sunday.
Oh, don't forget the recently advertised Twins is on Peacock. The Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode had to let us know. Hey, look, you can watch Twins on Peacock. That 1988 film.
Hey, I get it for free. So.
Whoa, time out. Nikki, talk about that. How do you get this for free?
Yeah,
my cable company.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because where do you live again?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh wow, must be nice to have it with your cable company. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And it was 80 degrees today too.
Oh wow, jealousy. Yeah.
80 degrees.
It's 45, and I still wore shorts.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like we actually got some snow yesterday. It didn't stick, but it spit for about half an hour. I was like, okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you guys. I think the only pay-per-view older than Survivor Series is WrestleMania and the Rumble. I believe the Survivor Series is number 3, if I'm not mistaken. But I wholeheartedly agree. Survivor Series used to be about beef. It used to be about, you know, I'm having a problem with you. I'm going to pull together 2 of my best friends or 3 of my best friends, and we'll see you guys. You go get your boys. Hey, Jets, you go get your Sharks, and we'll see y'all across the ring from each other, and we'll see who the last team standing is at the end of it. And it was a natural, and there were stakes on the line. The one I remember the most vividly was 2003 Royal Survivor Series, where Team Austin versus Team Bischoff. If Team Austin lost, then he was no longer an authority figure in the WWF at the time. And Bischoff's team cheated to win, and remember Shawn Michaels was the last man standing for Team Austin. He beat 3 guys by himself before he got just completely beat within an inch of his life by Batista, and that's how Bischoff won the match. And then, like Nikki said earlier, we had the Shane McMahon versus oh gosh, who was across the ring from him that was trying to get control of Raw?
Stephanie.
Was it Stephanie?
Was it Kurt?
Yes, Team Kurt Angle versus Team Shane McMahon. That's right. Yeah, that was So they all those are angles that make sense because it's about something bigger than brand supremacy. Let's just be real here. It shouldn't be about this anymore. No one cares about the brand supremacy except Vince McMahon. And that's a hot take, and you can quote me on it. No one cares about SmackDown versus Raw anymore because no one's going to say, the only show I watch in the WWE is SmackDown. I don't give a care about Raw or NXT. If you are out there and that is you, you are a diamond, and I would love to talk to you. So
you could make it make sense, though. If I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No, go ahead.
But you could make it make sense if you just had the draft story-wise follow Survivor Series.
There you go.
We've had a year of this roster.
Yep.
You know, we've had this roster built for a year. This is how the brand split culminates. You know, it could almost be like, you know, that's how you peak the brand split is Survivor Series happens, and then the brand split is almost like how you treat the Raw after WrestleMania.
100%.
The draft after Survivor Series.
Right.
And boom, it makes sense. Does it make it the most captivating thing? Not necessarily.
No, but it helps.
But it makes sense, though.
Well, my thing is, why would you have this draft? And then Team Raw is basically all of people who were just on
all
SmackDown.
of them. All of them.
All of
They're
them.
all
of them.
SmackDown.
Because you have nothing better to do with your writers, so you have to justify them being there. So you say, hey, make a pay-per-view.
Yep.
And also, why don't we have something on the line?
Thank you.
Like, why isn't it not like the 5 guys or whoever's left standing is like number 30 in the Rumble?
There you go.
Or like the last people get a guaranteed title shot for a year.
How about this, Nikki? I think you're going a little bit too extreme. How about the winner? Okay, the winner gets a free ticket to the Golden Corral buffet.
No, they get a gift certificate for Cracker Barrel breakfast.
Western Sizzler. Get out of here with that Golden Corral trash.
Now, come on, let's at least go. Let's at least go Ruth Chris, man. Let's at least go with Ruth Chris.
Ooh, don't threaten me with a good mouth of water. Don't you? What?
Brother,
you're not talking about food.
There you go.
This is already more entertaining than Survivor Series.
No, you guys are 100% right. 100%. It just the placement of it is wrong. If you're hell bent on doing brand versus brand, then bring back bragging rights and put it like right after WrestleMania. And let that be the halfway point up until Survivor Series. And then Survivor Series is when the brands culminate. But then by then, it can be about the beef between the wrestlers and not about the brands. It makes absolutely no sense. I would argue the last captivating Survivor Series was 2019 because NXT was involved and they mopped the floor with Raw and SmackDown. But now NXT has officially been said it's no longer a third brand. It's developmental only. So we won't see NXT at Survivor Series ever again, probably. So it's just sad.
So this is my problem.
Why
do Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce have such a vested interest in either show?
Right.
Because they're on both shows.
Thank you.
Why does it matter? Why do they care?
Why do they care?
Have a job either way.
Why do they care?
Why do they care?
Right.
Why?
Right.
Why do they care?
Sonya Deville's.
That's like the Jan that cares. That's like the Jan that caring if the company makes money. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's right. 100%. Yes.
I feel like this is like a therapy session.
It is. And
we've just been wanting to get this off of our chest.
And that's why I wanted to do this now, because when we get to the actual matches, and this is my thing, and everybody out there listening, we're putting none of this on the guys in the ropes or the girls in the ropes. None of this goes on them.
Of course.
This is 100% everybody. This is 100%. And that's why I wanted to get this out of the way up front, because then when we get to the actual matches, I want to talk about what we think we're going to see, what the outcomes are going to be, and what we expect to see from these amazingly, unbelievably talented men and women who are going to step into that ring. I was at Raw last Monday, and I took a friend with me, and our jaws were on the floor the whole time. It's one thing to watch them on TV, but when they're just a few feet from you, and you see the athletic ability these people have, I'm not taking anything. That's why I want to get all this out up front, because they deserve better. They deserve better storylines. They deserve better angles. They deserve better, attention given to them. They are not just
job security,
promotion. And that's the other thing. WWE even had to put out a press release saying, due to Crown Jewel and due to the draft and all the following effects of that, Survivor Series will not get the attention it usually deserves. Then just don't say that. Then just don't say it. It's my gosh.
They don't care.
They don't. And Kyle, you did the episode a little while ago. Why do you still watch Raw? Or why do you still watch WWE programming? And my answer was, and like most people's was, I care about these people involved. That's it. If I had my way, I would wipe the backstage completely clean, but keep everybody on the roster. Everybody on the roster. I would just wipe the backstage completely clean and let them
fire everybody backstage. Fire 71? Why fire 71 very talented people and keep all the stooges backstage, including Vince and Kevin Bucky Teeth Dunn?
Listen. I'm not much for saying terminate someone's job. Whoever wrote that fucking twins joke.
Thank you.
Fire that person.
It was Vince.
It was Vince, man.
Fire that person.
Vince was like, "That's great."
I will never forgive. Look, after I dropped the question about Raw, it was like, you know what? I'll tune in, and then they drop a twins joke, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
it was worth it.
I turned it off after Kevin Owens and Finn Balor. Sorry, guys.
There you go. That was the main event. That was the true.
Yeah, that's the main event. I'm like, oh well, show's done.
I promise you. Vince came in and said, "I saw this awesome movie on TV last night. Y'all, this guy, you won't believe how man, they've done some awesome work on Arnold. He looks so much younger."
Yeah.
Yo, I was 7 months old when that film came out.
Unbelievable. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the opening. And also want to let you guys know that if you love content like this and you want to continue to support us, one way you can do that is by going to our PayPal, which is paypal.me/SmackedRawPod, and you can give us a one-time donation there. All the proceeds go to making our show better, help cover our expenses, and help keep our equipment up to date. Also, I encourage you to go and visit our Patreon, patreon.com/SmackedRawPodcast. We have 4 subscription tiers there. We have the Untitled tier for $1 a month. We have my Bammer Slammer tier for $5 a month. We have the Rewind tier for Kyle and RN at $10 a month, or you can be an elite member of the SmackDraw brand and you can pay $25 a month. Depending on which subscription tier you get, we'll get you shout outs, sticker packs, exclusive content. Kyle will package and send you a SmackDraw t-shirt. You get behind the scenes access into some of the planning of our show, as well as some special events we do, and we'll even advertise for your brand. That's right, we'll shout out your brand. We'll put your brand on the stuff we promote on our social media so that you can be more in depth with what we do here. But all of our Patreon and our PayPal money helps to go make our brand more successful. The better you take care of us, the better we get to take care of you with some good quality content to listen to and to watch. So we're appreciating of that. Again, as always, thank you for helping us do what we love to do on this show. We really appreciate it. Guys, let's jump into Survivor Series. It's coming up this Sunday on the Peacock Network, debuting on Sunday, November the 21st at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. The pre-show usually kicks off an hour before that. There probably will be a match on that, as well as the panel talking about the show and previewing all of the matches. Again, like we've said, not the best build. Crown Jewel got all the attention. The draft got all the attention. Survivor Series is basically getting the leftovers. However, as we said, there's some amazingly talented people on this card. There are some intriguing storylines, and this is actually, I think, a midpoint to actually get us into some building to the Rumble and WrestleMania. There's some stuff that's going to take place on Sunday that's going to plant some seeds and set up some things that could potentially be really intriguing for the future. So let's just get through it, enjoy what we can, premiere what we can. But again, let's get into Check Your Temperature now. Let's go around the horn and talk about what we're hot, cold, or lukewarm for the matches. And let's start off with the first match on the card that was announced just recently. The Intercontinental Champion, Shinsuke Nakamura, faces the United States Champion, Damien Priest. Shinsuke is the IC title holder on SmackDown. Damien Priest is the United States Champion on Raw. Raw versus SmackDown. Shinsuke versus Damien Priest. First of all, Crazy Nikki, are you hot, cold, or warm for this match?
I am warm, but not because of the build, because there has been zero build.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to throw it out there. This match, I didn't even know was happening until yesterday on our show when we're doing the predictions, and we're like, oh, hey, look, Shinsuke and Damien Priest got a match. I'm warm because they're going to go out and kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're going to kill it.
Yeah.
And Shinsuke hopefully brings back the strong style, because Damien Priest, he could take it. And you can tell he's had to dial it down. If you watch New Japan, Shinsuke's had to, dial her back.
Yep.
Damien Priest can take it. I think it's going to be a really good match. It's going to be an incredible match.
And
I just wish there was a build.
And you predict to win?
Damien Priest.
Okay.
Even though I love Shinsuke Nakamura. I think they're not going to Damien Priest, they're putting too much into him right now.
Okay.
It's going to be Damien Priest.
Kyle, hot, cold, or warm for Shinsuke versus Priest?
Well, if it is the show opener, I'm going to go actually and say hot. Because if you're not going on last, you want to go on first, and that means that you're here to deliver. So
right.
I believe these guys have all the tools to deliver a great match. Let's be honest. Only one match on this entire card has build. So most of our let me just speak for myself. Most of my like excitement is just going to become from how good of a wrestling match is this going to be?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, and I think that they're going to come to deliver hard hitting match. That's where that's pretty much my logic to it. It's the first, if it is the first match of the night, these guys have the tools to deliver a very stiff banger. I can't wait for that. So I'm going to go ahead and just say hot for it for that reason alone. And I'm going to pick Priest. He's got a new Jekyll and Hyde character.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a new okay entrance. I'm gonna go with Priest in this one.
Mr. Tristen Law, sir, hot, cold, or warm for this match?
All right, so I'm definitely hot for this match for the reason being, just like Apron Bump said, this match should be a banger. Damien Priest and Shinsuke Nakamura. This match, honestly, in my opinion, is going to be an instant classic.
I agree.
Damien Priest has been riding a wave, and he will not be knocked off anytime soon. But Shinsuke Nakamura, he is too on a wave, but his wave is on SmackDown, and it's not as high as Damien Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Damien Priest has survived Sheamus and has been unstoppable since taking the United States Championship about 87 days ago.
Right.
Both those men, Shinsuke Nakamura and Damien Priest, have an amazing moveset, and in the blink of an eye, that match is going to be over. At the end of this match, it's going to be easy to see why this match could have easily been the main event. For me, I'm going to take Damien Priest.
I am also red hot for this match. Shinsuke is riding a wave on SmackDown, but he's riding the audio waves of Nick Boog's electric guitar. And I'm not going to lie, it's not the violins, but it's a pretty good intro. And I do appreciate the musicianship because I'm a guitar player myself. And I love Shinsuke. I love that they are letting him hold this title with class. They're letting him have great matches. He's got a couple of potential challengers trying to step up to him on SmackDown. So whether or not any of them make their faces known in this match will be intriguing. Damien Priest, like Tristen said, has been, I think, undefeated since getting that title at SummerSlam. So he's riding a very high wave of momentum. His character change, not sold on it. I miss his music, and I miss the Archer of Infamy gimmick. I just feel like that was more him. But the new, I'll grow to love the new side. I will. It's going to take me a little bit of time. I'm thankful they gave his finishing move, the Reckoning, back to him. I hit the lights is the dumbest name I've ever heard for a finisher. But anyway, but I do think that this will be a good match. Damien Priest has Apollo Crews barking up his tree as of the last time we saw him on Raw. So there's a chance Apollo and Commander Aziz might make their presence felt in this match as well. However, all that being said, I'm in full agreement. It's unanimous. I believe Damien Priest is going to get the W here. It will not hurt Shinsuke. He'll be just fine. And I think this will be a prelude to Damien Priest coming out on Raw with momentum. And let's get the Intercontinental Championship feud building to day 1, January 1st, and see who his next challenger is going to be. Awesome.
All also, more Damien Priest hot tub promos, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. That's fun.
That was pretty awesome.
I could do without it. You know
what? It was fun. It was fun. He's having a good time.
It was fun.
The man's a rock star.
He enjoyed it.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to match number 2. RK Bro versus arguably one of the greatest tag teams of the last 15 years, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. The Usos, of course, the ones from the Bloodline on SmackDown. RK Bro, the odd couple, but I can't deny, on a roll tag team from Monday Night Raw. This time, Kyle, we start with you. I know you're a huge fan of RK Bro, and I know you're a huge fan of the Usos. Are you hot, cold, or warm for this match?
I'm warm. I think it's going to be a decent match. RK Bro has a different chemistry that plays more to their characters than the in-ring style. So I don't think that's really going to play a huge factor in the match. But nonetheless, I mean, everybody is very competent in the ring. I think it'll be a decent match. My take is going to be that the Usos will win, keep the bloodline looking strong, and Matt Riddle is obviously WWE has no problem letting Matt Riddle eat pins. So that's pretty much it. I'm warm. It's pretty good.
Tristen, hot, cold, or warm, sir?
For this match, I am warm. My feelings on this match, Randy Orton is trying. He's trying real hard. If you've been following Randy Orton's career, the way that Riddle is behaving, Randy would have dumped Riddle on his head with an RKO already. But maybe the older and wiser Randy Orton is in Riddle's favor. Riddle's been making a lot of decisions on his own, which Randy hasn't been a fan of. This match is borderline, you heard that, borderline high stakes for me, because the implications of this match, they mean nothing at all. But the real story here is between Riddle and Orton.
Yep.
How many times will Riddle be bailed out by Randy Orton?
That's a good point.
When is enough? The Usos, they've been vicious since they've sat on the long side of the table with Roman being at the head. The Usos, in my opinion, they're henchmen, like Bebop and Rocksteady, who work with Shredder, the main villain, right?
Jeez, deep cut.
What a throwback! What a throwback!
They got brains. But Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, they are 7-time tag team champions together. They will secure the win, and they will exploit the crack in the windshield between Randy, who's a 3-time tag champ by himself, and Riddle, who's currently on his first ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I'm just warm for it. Again, nothing against the talent. All 4 of these guys are tremendous athletes. I'm not shy about saying when it's all said and done, Randy Orton might be in my top 5. I love how talented that man is. He's an amazing mind. One of the most naturally gifted wrestlers ever. Just so good. So good. But Tristan's stealing all my notes. RK Bro, we knew their story had a shelf life. We knew that there was going to be a time where the cracks began to form. I'm of the firm belief that eventually Riddle's the one that's going to have enough and saying, I'm tired of being babied. I'm tired of Randy acting like my dad. And I think he's going to have enough, and he's the one that's going to snap. And that'll be intriguing if that does happen. I think everybody's expecting Randy to be typical Randy. That's going to be the swerve. It's not going to happen that way. So, at least that's my opinion. If it happens the typical way, that's typical WWE. But anyway, go ahead.
Could you feel sympathy for Randy if he got turned on? Like, could you feel bad for the man?
No.
It depends on how.
Absolutely not.
It depends on how.
100%.
He deserved it.
No, the reason why I would feel sympathy for Randy Orton is because Randy Orton's trying. He's trying. And all he wants to do is just do the right thing. And now the wrong thing blew up in his face. You know what? Fine. F that. Now it's time for the Viper to come back and RKO the crap out of Riddle.
Yeah, and the reason Nikki's saying that is because Andy burned her man alive. So that's...
And burned his house down.
And burned his house down.
Burned him.
And then now he's released and he has no place to live. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Living in a box.
Lost his job,
and
lost his home.
He was afraid of a little girl in a freaking Jack in the Box with with her mascara running down her face. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you've never seen a girl jump out of a Jack in the Box with running mascara down her face? I have, and I would run too.
I have, but they did it better.
I tend to avoid that side of town if I can. No, but I'm predicting the Usos to win this. I think they're cohesive. They're come on, they're twins. They have the same brain practically. They know what each other's thinking. They know how to win tag team matches. It's not going to be a walk in the park, but I do think they're going to win this match. And by the way, everybody in the chat, let us know if you're hot, cold, or lukewarm for these matches and who you predicting is going to win. I want to shout you guys out and let the listeners and the viewers hear what you guys have to say. Queen Nikki, hot, cold, or warm?
Warm, because it's going to be a good match. I do agree, though. I think the Usos will win just based on the fact that Randy and Riddle are not on the same page.
Mm-mm.
They're not. And it's WWE. They're going to have it be Randy. Would it be more entertaining if it was Riddle? Absolutely. 100%, because nobody would see that coming.
Right.
Plus, Matt Riddle is a heel. We don't know what that's like. We haven't seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know if he could pull it off, but we'll see. And but yeah, I think either somebody will snap or there's going to be tension.
Mm-hmm.
The tension will build. For how long, we never know, because again, I said Dominic was going to turn on his dad at SummerSlam, and we're still waiting on that. So who knows how long that could take.
Yeah, they're slow burning that one.
It's fizzled.
Yeah.
The burn has fizzled.
Yeah.
So I do think Riddle will eat the pin, though. And maybe because Randy lets him.
Ooh, there you go. There you go.
Randy's been bailing him out for a while.
Not this time.
Maybe Randy's like, up to you, buddy. You're an adult.
Yep. That's.
But he, by the way, if Riddle did turn on Randy, he had it coming. He had it coming.
Yeah, Randy's got a lot of karma to make up for. He really does. I agree.
I would play the cell block tango and just be like, he only had himself to blame. Sorry.
There you go.
Shoulda.
There you go. All right.
You do it too. If Randy was your partner.
All right. Next match. Wow. Let's get into the team matches, and let's start with the ladies first. We have Team Raw, which is Rhea Ripley, Queen Zelina, Carmella, Liv Morgan, and the EST Bianca Belair versus Team SmackDown, which is Shotzi Blackheart. That's right, Vince. Her name is Shotzi Blackheart. The Queen of Spades, Miss Shayna Baszler. The Boss, Sasha Banks. Live, Laugh, Love, Natalia, as RM loves to call her. And a mystery entrant who will probably be named either on SmackDown or on Sunday. And the homework I gave these guys is, which team do you think is going to win? How many will be left on that team when they win? And who is the mystery entrant for SmackDown going to be? Mr. Tristen, we're back to you, sir. Hot, cold, or warm first?
All right, so this one I'm cold, and I'm cold in the middle of New York in January. First off, I would like to ask a question to Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville. Are you dumb? Like, why are you having this going into the Survivor Series and you still have 2 open spots on the men team and the women's team for SmackDown? Are you dumb?
I have the answer.
Nikki.
What is the answer?
Yes, they're dumb.
Yes.
They have to be dumb.
Incompetent.
Like, why are you taking these people off the team? Why?
Personal vendettas.
I get it.
Personal vendettas.
I get Aaliyah. Aaliyah, in the whole case of being a women's SmackDown team, it looks as if she was the last one to be chosen on SmackDown. You know how we used to do in the schoolyard and pick somebody, right? Mm-hmm. It feels like she was the last one to be chosen because they needed to fill a spot. So I don't think anybody is upset that she's on the team. But let me tell you who's going to be the standout for this match, and then I'll go to who I think will grab the open spot.
Okay.
The standout for this match, Queen Zelina. Who else? Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks? Yes, they are the obvious choices. But then we have somebody, like I said, Queen Zelina, who spent the majority of her first run in the WWE before being released. She was standing behind Andrade and not getting much ring time.
Yep.
Although she is the queen of the ring, I feel that she still has a lot to prove
100%.
to the people that work for her. I mean, the people that she works for. And I see her going the limit and not only impressing us at home, but the decision makers within the WWE. When we're looking at how many survivors will be left, because that's always a good question. How many people are going to be left? Looking at the SmackDown team, Sasha, Shayna, and Natalia, those are the ones I'd have to watch out for. Remember, because when you're looking at them, there's no other star power, and then you got that open spot, right? So Sonya and Adam Pearce, are you dumb? Let me keep going. Looking at the Raw woman team, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Carmella, they've held the most important championships for the woman on Raw and SmackDown, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
On the other team, only Sasha Banks and Natalia have held the women's championships on either Raw or SmackDown.
Right.
SmackDown, in my opinion, right now appears extremely understaffed, which will leave Raw with the most survivors in the end. If there is a win, though, from SmackDown, it's going to be an upset. And if they secure it, I only see Sasha and Shayna as the survivors. Now, who, in my opinion, do I think will take that open spot? Brother, when you look at the WWE.com roster for the women's wrestlers on SmackDown, let me tell you, it's shallower than a glass of water, okay? But when it comes to if I had to pick a person, ready for this? This is a hot take and a sound bite.
All right.
Bayley.
This early.
Bayley.
This early. Wow.
Who else do I want to put in there? Ooh, Tony Storm. She got some yeeks though, but Tony Storm?
No, it ain't gonna be Tony.
Bayley.
Wow. And so you're picking Team Raw to win, though?
Oh, definitely Team. Right now, the way it's looking, Team Raw is going to win. All
right. Yeah, I'm just warm for it. The talent involved are great. They're all great. I do think, again, we got some internal stuff going on here. We know Liv Morgan is in Becky's face as of late. I'll get to that in a second. And then we know that Shotzi and Sasha have a match on Friday right before they have to be on a team on Sunday. And Shotzi even posted on Twitter today, the answer to can we coexist? Hell no, we can't coexist. So absolutely not going to happen. And I'm quoting her. I did not say that. I'm quoting her. But of course, come on, Natty's in there to be the glue to hold this thing together. That's the only. She's not a standout. She's not spectacular in the ring. She's just technically sound. That's all she is. So she's just going to be the girl that says, "Okay, get in this position, stay on the mat a little longer." All of that. She's just going to be a coach over in the corner telling everybody else what to do. I do agree with Tristen. I think Team Raw is going to get the win here. Standouts in the match. Sasha always tries to steal the show because she loves to steal the show. Shayna will look strong in certain spots. I don't think how you take the camera off of Bianca. She just steals attention. She's that good and that much of a standout in the ring. I hope Rhea gets some momentum again. It seems like they're trying to rebuild her slowly. I hope she gets some moments. But I do agree with Tristen. I think Zelina is going to find a way to stay on the sidelines, only tag in when she feels like she can, and then immediately tag back out. So very likely at the end of the match, she's going to be one of the last remaining survivors because she just hasn't been in the match hardly at all. So, but in order to also build up the future story with Becky, Liv needs to shine. I think Liv's going to have a few good moments. Might even get one of the pins for her team. So that's what I'm picking. Bayley, according to medical reports, the earliest we could see her would be the Rumble. So if she shows up at Survivor Series, I will do a backflip in my living room, excited to see her. So that would be absolutely incredible.
The video of it.
And then the next video you will see will be the ambulance lights coming into our house. So yeah, but Tristen, I hope you're right. That would be phenomenal. Looking at the SmackDown roster, there's one person who's consistently been saying that they're about to debut, and that's Xia Li. So Xia Li could be shoved in there as the dangerous assassin on the SmackDown team, and she may go in there and, black mass, whatever she's calling her move, but it's basically the black mass with Malachi Black. She might black mass a few girls and get a couple of pins there. But I do think it.
Question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Serious question. If Xia Li shows up, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible,
right?
If Xia Li shows up, who cares?
Nope.
Because she doesn't have any crossover from NXT to the main roster because they said it's two separate brands, right?
Yeah.
We're watching AAA and Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
That's what we're watching.
She's had two Rumble appearances. That's the only time the main roster's ever seen her.
Right, but does anybody care? Does anybody remember her?
Mm-mm.
Right.
Not past these vignettes they've been doing. That's it. So that's what I think. Nikki, hot, cold, or warm?
Cold. And that's because what's the point?
What's the point?
What's the point? It's just to have the match.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There's no other point. There isn't. Who I think will be the spot on Team SmackDown? If she's cleared, this is who I want. If she's cleared, Bayley. If not, I think Adam Pearce might have he's trying to be the heel next to Sonya Deville. I think he'll say Naomi.
Just to piss her off.
Just to piss her off. It's going to be Naomi. And I think Naomi will be the last SmackDown person standing, but will be pinned by Liv Morgan.
Ooh.
So the final three left will be Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and Queen Zelina.
Interesting.
And Raw will win.
Interesting.
But I do think Naomi will be the last one for SmackDown.
Simply because he has authority and he can do that to piss off Sonya.
Well, yeah. What else are they good for?
Yep. What else?
I mean,
Yeah.
really, they're incompetent.
Yeah.
They should have been fired months ago.
Right.
But if we're gonna do it, they're just gonna do it to get back at each other. So they ain't doing it for any other reason. But again, if I had my way and she was clear, to be Bailey, and then she turned on Sasha because that's what they do.
Yep. Why not? Kyle, hot, cold, or warm, and go ahead and fill in the blank, sir.
I'm cold. I'm not gonna lie. Survivor Series is supposed to be about the build of the two teams. They were built on social media, so they haven't really given us a reason to invest in these matches. But it is an opportunity, like Tristen and Nikki is a chance to highlight some of the people that have momentum. With that being said, I do agree. I think Raw is going to win. God, Naomi was a good pick. I feel stupid now because I'm saying SmackDown is going to get Toni Storm, but
which would make sense because Liv is the challenger and she's in it, so they could plug Toni in. Yeah.
Now I want to say that Shayna Baszler would get highlighted, but I feel like Shayna's momentum was literally used just to get Nia off of television and then just came to a screeching halt after that was done.
Yep.
And it pains me to say that because I want to cheer on Shayna for my co-host RN. You know what I mean? I want to show love to my co-host on the Rewind, but
yep. And fun fact, every girl that Shayna has broken her arm in the last 6 months has now been released. So Shayna is
that's her job.
Shayna is the female Randy Orton. Shayna is the female Randy Orton.
Oh man. But no, I mean I can't really add on anything extra that Tristen and Nikki just said. Yeah, I think Raw's going to be the standout. I think Zelina's going to have a moment. Bianca Belair is going to be huge. So I think that's pretty much how it goes. I want to say Toni Storm fills in for SmackDown, but Raw gets the win. And the standout, I'm going to say, I'll piggyback off of Tristen. I'll say is Zelina. They seem to be pretty invested in giving her some sneaky wins lately.
Mm-hmm. Would Sonya Deville put herself in there?
So the only reason why I say no is I feel like for whatever reason, WWE, that is the one logical thing that they will not they will actually pay attention to logic in that Sonya and Adam represent both brands.
Mm-hmm.
So it just doesn't make sense for Sonya to jump on one of the brands, because what sense is that going to make if she jumps on Team SmackDown and then the next week she shows up on Raw and is booking matches, so that's the only reason why I don't think she's actually going to be in the match.
100%. Okay. Yeah.
Even though I think I sent you predictions or something, and I want to say at some point indicated she would. I've gone back on.
No, I haven't done those yet. You'll get those on Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
But yeah, that's one of the things going around is Sonya's ego will get in the way, and like for instance, to go off, you said Adam will pick Naomi, and Sonya will say, no, I'll go in before she does. That kind of thing. But I don't think that's going to happen either. I just know that's one of the rumors making rounds, but I don't think Sonya's going to do that. I think they want to keep her in that suit as long. Matter of fact, spoiler, I don't think we see Sonya in the ring versus Naomi till WrestleMania. They're going to burn it that long. Yep. I really do.
I hope not, man. Do it at Royal Rumble.
It's going to suck, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if Rumble would make sense, but I think for the payoff, and man, we got to see this happen. I think they're going to want to make us wait that long. Okay. Anyway, we'll see. I hope you're right, Kyle, for the record. I hope it's at the Rumble. I just think they're going to make us wait. All right, next match. Let's go to the men. So on Team Raw, we have Kevin Owens, we have Seth Rollins, we have Finn Balor, we have the almighty Bobby Lashley, and everybody who's watching this live or watching this on YouTube, ignore the graphic because as of last night on Monday Night Raw, Adam Pearce stripped Rey Mysterio out of the team after he already stripped Dominic out of the team last week and put Bobby Lashley in there. And now he's like, I need to find a replacement. Austin Theory jumps in the ring, gives Rey Mysterio the ATL, and then takes a selfie. Adam Pearce walks back out and says, that's what I want to see. You're in the match. Yeah, makes sense of that, people, because I sure as heck can't. Anyway.
Wasn't it the previous week they were like, oh, yeah, Dominic can't be in it because it's all world champions.
Yeah, what championship is Austin won?
Following week. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We know what this is. Somebody's Vince's pet. Yeah, that's what this is. Oh my gosh.
The dartboard, they spin the dartboard again, and it was like, oh wait, now it's Austin Theory.
No, and again, no offense to the talent. Austin Theory is phenomenal in the ring. But unfortunately, he hasn't done himself very many favors on the outside of the ring and some stuff he's been involved in. But needless to say, somebody sees something in him if they're going to put him in the match and override last week's storyline, which, by the way, that's what it is. When Raw clicks off, new episode. When Raw stops, episode over. Wipe your memory clean. We'll see you next week. That's basically what they want to happen. And they have so much programming every week, and they've got a loaded Peacock network that they hope you'll get lost in it and you'll forget all of this. But those of us that are actually wrestling fans, Vince, we don't forget. So,
we have memories of goldfish.
Yes,
is what they assume.
That's what they assume. But I'm an Alabama Crimson Tide fan. I have an elephant memory, and you're pissing me off. Anyway, Nikki, come back to you. Hot, cold, or warm for this match? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. And on SmackDown, Drew McIntyre, King Woods, Baron Corbin, Jeff Hardy, and we have a blank spot there.
Happy Corbin, by the way. It's not Baron.
No, it is Baron Corbin.
It's Baron Corbin. It's Baron Corbin.
Leave him alone.
Okay, now Nikki, go ahead. Hot, cold, or warm?
Cold, but I like Baron Corbin and Finn Balor, so I guess I'm watching it. So there's that. SmackDown's gonna win. We're just gonna say SmackDown's gonna win.
We're all trying so hard.
SmackDown's gonna win this?
SmackDown's gonna win.
No way. I'm sorry. Go ahead. But I gotta hear this. I'm sorry.
Only because Seth Rollins is an egotistical maniac, so he's probably gonna do something stupid and say his baby's hungry or tired or he's gonna go.
No, his cell phone's gonna ring on the apron. It's gonna be Becky saying, "Go, it's your turn to feed the baby."
Becky will be like, "Listen, Seth, you need to go take care of the kid, okay? I'm a little busy.
Yeah.
I'm being the breadwinner of this family, so you need to go take care of that kid." Kevin Owens is just going to be over
I love it.
We all know he's 1 foot out the door. He don't care.
Yeah.
Austin Theory, I'm sorry, but Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin can take him out in 2 seconds.
Oh, Drew's going to Claymore at him in the next week.
What has Austin Theory done? What has he done?
Take selfies?
He's done nothing.
I can answer that. He showed up to work on time.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe somebody was looking down on him and it was like, you know what, Austin? Your name is going to show up on that dartboard this week. Because that's about what happened. And then Bobby Lashley is just going to be over it. He's going to be like, why did I come back here? This is dumb. Why are we doing this? So, this point, that team's not even going to get along. Can they coexist? No, they can't coexist. Because you got Seth Rollins as the de facto captain.
No.
That's going to be the Titanic right there.
Yep.
So SmackDown, I think. Don't hate me for this. Jeff Hardy, I'm sorry, you're going to be the first to go because I guess they hate Jeff Hardy.
Yes.
They hate Jeff Hardy.
It's just Jeff. Yep.
He's like
Jeff,
one step above jobber status.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, Jeff, you did a ladder match in 2001 and that was really cool, but sorry, you're first. Honestly, I think Jeff might be the only person. Oh, wait, no, because they're probably going to put somebody dumb in the slot because they didn't think it through. So then they'll go back to their dartboard and be like, who can we put in the spot? And they'll put Madman Moss or some.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And then Baron's going to sacrifice him because come on.
And
wouldn't you?
And by the way, when is this Sami Zayn I get screwed storyline finally going to pay off? Because he's got so much beef and truth with this. It's not even funny. Okay, Kevin's right foot's out the door. Sammy's left foot is out the door. Yes, it is.
So, what do you think? But now they're like, oh, we can't make it look like we're trying to make Kevin look bad. So we'll just make Sammy look bad so Kevin feels bad.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's what that is. I think Honestly, I think it's going to be Madman Moss because they have nobody else.
Mm.
Who else are they going to put in? Paul Heyman? They got nobody. They released 71 people. They got nobody.
What about Rich Holland?
What, Kofi? It's going to be Kofi? I hope it's not Kofi for his sake.
What about Rich Holland?
No, they're going to do... No, they're not going to... Vince doesn't even know
NXT
who
guy.
is.
You're not a wrestler. You're not
Vince
a
doesn't know who
WWE
he is.
wrestler.
Our big
Vince is like, who?
our big Von Wagner, because apparently he's on SmackDown now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, I think they're going to be like, well, he's already out there. So let's just put Madman Moss in there because he's already out there. But you know what? He's going to make a good sacrificial lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Like Baron will just be like, oh, here you go. Which good on him. That's what I do.
Dude, Corbin, you want to hear a new joke? I'm on the team.
And then Baron will be like, hey, look over there. And he'll be dumb enough to look. And then Baron's like, oops.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh my gosh.
And I honestly think the only two people who will be pinned on SmackDown will be Madman Moss
and Jeff Hardy. All right. Wow, this is so therapeutic. Kyle, hot, cold, or
am
warm?
I wrong?
No, you're not.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
For the same reason as the last match, I'm cold. I agree, and just as much as I agree with Nikki, I disagree. Like, I agree with everything except who the winners are. I feel like this is nothing but a roster of top WWE losers. So SmackDown, I wanted to say Mustafa Ali will fill that slot, but that is wishful thinking. They'll give that dude a high, a high ranking position in a pay-per-view. It'll be Madcap Moss. Yeah, you're right. He will be there. He will be convenient. Here's the thing. Jeff, jobber. Madcap, joke. Happy Corbin, joke.
Hey, you leave that man alone.
Xavier Woods, internal heat for trying to get more money out of the company for building a YouTube channel over the last several years.
True.
Drew McIntyre, B+ player.
Hey, you leave Drew alone.
Okay, we head on over to Raw. Kevin Owens going to AEW. What's his name? Austin Theory. Who are you? Yeah, you're getting pinned. Bobby Lashley, you were a great champ. Sorry, we don't care about you. Finn Balor, you're too small. Seth Rollins, the only person WWE cares about. He'll be the winner for the Survivor Series team.
Only because he's doing Becky.
There you go. Whatever reason you want to spill it. But it is going to be 10 people, 9 of which WWE do not care about, one person that they do. And that's my theory. It's not Austin Theory, though.
Well, no.
Tristan,
Because nobody likes
hot, cold, or warm, sir?
All right. So I don't think any of those are appropriate. I'm going to go with freezing. So I will start with who I think will be the standout for this match. Go. I think that Austin Theory, he'll be the standout for this match.
I agree.
So Austin Theory and his coming out party, which will be Survivor Series. As annoying as Austin Theory is, it would be a wasted opportunity to have him, in my opinion, bow out early in this match.
Yeah.
All of his Raw teammates are former WWE and or Universal Champions. There's a lot of firepower on this Raw team, but Austin Theory, he would definitely benefit from what we call in the wrestling business a rub from his teammates.
Yep.
How many survivors will be left if Raw wins? 2, maybe 3 survivors, as Raw has more firepower and the superstars that matter. But then again, it all depends on the open spot on Team SmackDown. So who will grab that open spot on Team SmackDown? If you guys don't already know it already, I'm just going to blow it up and just let everybody know. It's a spoiler. It is John Cena because you can't see him. He'll be there. Sorry.
You know, I was like, maybe it's Sheamus. Maybe it's Ricochet.
It's Ricochet.
But if I was booking,
but he'll be pinned first.
Sheamus is my pick. Sheamus is my pick.
And all jokes aside, though, if I was booking, though, I wouldn't answer this question for the audience. up until right before the pay-per-view.
Yes.
I would answer this question.
Hold off on this. Yes.
Yep. I would answer the question on the Survivor Series pre-show, because if they wait until the actual pay-per-view event to answer this question, I would put my money on an appearance from one of two people. You know, I'm going to make it three people. Cesaro, Kofi Kingston, or if you really want some excitement, Brock Lesnar.
Hello.
Because when you're looking at the Raw team as it stands right now, 80% of the team have been former WWE and or Raw champions.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at the current SmackDown team right now, only 50% of them have been Raw and or SmackDown, like the world champion.
Yep.
So there's no star power on that team. So if I was Drew McIntyre, King Woods, Jeff Hardy, or Happy Corbin, look, let's use a little bit of PTO that day. I'm sure there's something else you could do in Brooklyn.
Yep.
Dude, I would honestly, if Brock appeared on Survivor Series, I would go straight to Twitter and apologize for criticism. I'd be like, you know what? WWE had somewhat of a plan.
They did something.
No.
They did something to make this special.
It ain't gonna happen, but that would be
It's
awesome.
not gonna happen.
I think it's gonna.
It's gonna be like.
When's the last time Brock was in any match not by himself? I can't remember.
Good Lord.
It's been.
Well,
Wow.
I mean, if you count it, he did technically compete in a Money in the Bank, even though he didn't technically compete in the Money.
It's true. So what is that? 3 years ago. So.
You know.
It's a good point. Good point. I'll be the optimist. I'm just warm for it. I'm not hot for either of these matches at all. I pick Sheamus to be the blank spot. Just like Xia Li, they're saying he's coming. So it would make sense if both of them are the blank spots that they use to fill the teams. I think Team SmackDown will win this. And I think there will be one remaining on each team in the final. I think we're going to see in the final Bobby Lashley for Raw. On SmackDown, Drew McIntyre. And I think Drew will win, and that will give Drew the ability to come out on SmackDown the next week and say, I was the sole survivor and the representative for SmackDown. Roman, here I come. And they'll go to day one. And maybe even to the Royal Rumble. I think that because Roman has no contenders right now. So this is the way to give him one. And so I think the next logical contender from this team is Drew. I don't think King Woods is going to win. I don't think we want to see King Woods versus Roman for the championship. Corbin won't. Now, if you want to swan song him and bury him again, they could let Jeff win and be a sacrificial lamb and let Roman beat him up for a month. I don't know if that'll get any ratings, but people love Jeff Hardy. So if you want to throw Jeff in Roman's path and let Roman run over him, they might do that and hold Drew off for the Rumble or hold Drew off for WrestleMania. I don't know. But I just feel like Drew's going to win this and put down Bobby Lashley in the end, and it'll be two remaining when it happens because that'll build up the suspense. So, all right, next match, 1-on-1 Battle of the Champions from SmackDown. The big dog, the tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, who's held that championship over 400 days since payback of last year, versus recently crowned WWE champion Big E, who has Seth Rollins breathing down his neck with a contract and who has Kevin Owens breathing down his neck. So both those guys also are on Team Raw, so we'll see where this match falls in the card. I'm sure it's going to come after, and I'm sure one or two of them are going to get in Big E's way somehow, maybe in this match. But Kyle, we're to you now, sir. Hot, cold, or warm?
I'm warm. I feel like this match is just going to be a screwy finish. I feel like WWE cares obviously enough about Roman, but I want to hope they care enough about Big E. They're just going to let Seth Rollins come out and screw this up towards the end. They might give Big E a visual win. They don't seem to mind doing that with Roman, letting people see Roman tap or be pinned for the 3 count, but for whatever reason, the ref is not present. So we might get one of those moments. Who knows? We might get Roman just going clean over Big E. But with that being said, I feel like there's really not much heat between these two guys. They both have their own things going on. So I'm gonna say warm. I think it'll be fun, but I just, like a lot of this card, I just feel like WWE has just tossed it together,
All right. Tristen, hot, cold, or warm, and who's going to win?
I think I'm warm in this match. Big E's going to have a fight on his hands, and he does not only does Big E have to worry about Roman and the Usos, but he has to worry about Paul Heyman. I'm going to make that a teaser, so I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But I definitely want to shout out Roman Reigns and Big E for working very hard to make the audience care about a match that has zero stakes, and both of them are the big-time champions. If you look at the entire pay-per-view on paper, it's a throwaway pay-per-view, as the results of any of these matches mean nothing. Nada. Zilch. Bubkas. Yes, this Sunday will be the 35th edition of the Survivor Series pay-per-view event. We know that. But if Team Raw wins a match, or if Team SmackDown wins a match, does anybody really care? It's not like the Yankees versus the Red Sox, or the New York Giants versus the New England Patriots.
Alabama versus Auburn.
Okay,
Roll Tide.
Me versus you. There's zero reason for anybody to care about why Raw or SmackDown will secure the victory for any match. Looking back at my comment now, right? We're going to circle back now to Big E. Big E's going to have to worry about Paul Heyman, because what if Paul Heyman, I'm going to bring this to Uno, all right? We all play Uno, right? The card game. What if Paul Heyman has a draw 4 card in his hand in the form of Brock Lesnar, and he's just waiting for the right time to play it? Okay, keep thinking. Just walk with me. Hold my hand and walk with me now.
I'm holding your hand. Not too tight.
What if Paul Heyman plays that card, but not in the way that we expect?
Okay.
What if Brock Lesnar makes his appearance at the end of that match and he attacks Big E?
Oh, great.
And now Paul's doing double duty on Raw and SmackDown. I think it would work because of this. A few weeks ago, Brock was a big-time babyface that Roman Reigns beat. But if you have Brock Lesnar touch Big E, who, if you watch Raw, you will see that Big E's a big-time babyface. It will instantly get Brock Lesnar heat. And if that goes down 100% on Survivor Series, you're definitely going to want to watch Monday Night Raw to see what happens.
Interesting.
So for my winner, I can see my winner being Big E. With Brock Lesnar coming out to touch him. Because you think Brock Lesnar's going to come out to touch Roman. Because they still got a little bit of beef. But Swerve.
If any of these predictions are right, that's the one I want to be right.
Hey, a lot of my predictions were right about Crown Jewel.
They were.
I'm good at it.
They were.
I'm good at this.
All right. I am hot for this match because of the 2 men involved. I'm very invested in Big E. Of course, I've said Roman Reigns' Bloodline storyline is the best storyline in wrestling right now across all promotions. It's just been done so perfectly well. I think on both sides, like I said, on Raw, Big E's got Seth with a guaranteed title shot, so I'm sure that's going to get cashed in at day 1, January 1st. I'm sure that's when Seth is going to come calling for that shot. Until then, he's got to deal with Kevin Owens as well. And then on SmackDown, Roman has no clue who his next challenger is going to be. All he knows is that the Usos have RK Bro to deal with, and then they just beat up Kofi and they beat up Woods and took his crown. So Roman's untouchable pretty much right now. Which is why, because Roman's untouchable and riding this high momentum, and why? Because Big E has Seth and has KO and has Paul Heyman, who guaranteed Big E would win this title eventually on Talking Smack. I think, and I don't care if I'm alone in this, Big E wins, and Big E wins clean.
Man, you are so wrong.
I
WWE will not let us see Roman get pinned.
Because
Ever, man.
It's not for a title. It does not hurt him. It does not hurt him. And he can go back and say, to punish you, I'm going to kill your boy Xavier Woods. And that's the perfect way for Drew to come in and defend him. I just have this gut feeling that Roman has nothing to gain from this. Big E needs the win. Big E needs to be solidified as a true champion and not second fiddle to Roman. The only way to do that is to beat him and to beat him clean. That's the only way.
Yeah, man. So did Drew McIntyre. We saw how that.
Kofi thought he could beat Brock too.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Look what happened.
You are on that island all by yourself,
and I'm okay with it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But the screwing of Drew was to bring it full circle for this because Paul had that in mind too. Drew was going to go to SmackDown last year. That's been in the works for all this time because they knew they were going to bring Drew back around for Roman. So we'll see. I probably am wrong, but if I'm not, I'm going to laugh when it happens. Nikki, hot, cold, or warm?
Cold.
Okay.
Okay. You know what would make me hot for this match? If this was the Survivor Series match and they had the Bloodline versus the New Day, and you know who they could call
the story
up
was there
as somebody else for the Bloodline? The Usos brother who happens to be in NXT right now.
Solo Sikoa?
No, they can't do that. Wrong answer.
One
Can't do
night
that.
call up.
It doesn't exist. NXT doesn't exist.
Hey, but you know what? If there's anything Vince loves more than screwing NXT, it's nepotism.
Yep.
Oh, I was
Samoans.
All right, yeah, nepotism.
Well, yeah,
he loves
that
him some
too.
Samoans.
Yes, he does.
Big, sweaty, muscular Samoans. Yes. But nepotism. Because you know what?
What?
He does it to everybody.
Yep.
Like, who's your dad? Oh, okay. You get a title shot.
Yep.
Oh, who's your dad? Your dad's just a carpenter down the street and back of the line.
Damn it. That explains a lot why I'm still sitting here with you guys tonight. That was a shit.
Oh my gosh.
Big E's dad wasn't in the business. Big E's dad didn't do anything for Vince. So is Big E gonna win? No.
No.
Right, but Big E's dad though was a preacher though, so he could say a prayer for Vince.
But remember, Vince
fought God.
fought God.
Yes, he
and
did.
the Supreme Court.
Yes, he did.
Then he booked God as a heel in Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns.
Exactly. Sorry.
Shit ain't happening.
Yeah. You know what is he gonna be on the fourth on the New Day's team? Because they got a fourth on the Bloodline team.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fifth would be, but I mean,
You could do 4. If you look back at the early Survivor,
Yeah, the early ones were 4.
the
Yeah.
early 90s there were 4. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, I think they even had some
Bammer?
3-man teams.
Bammer?
Yep.
Drew could have been that fourth.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that makes sense though.
Yeah.
That would make too much sense. We're just
Yeah.
gonna throw the darts.
Yeah.
So on this match, I hope Brock doesn't come back because Brock is melted mayonnaise covered in homophobia.
No, okay,
So
now
I hope he doesn't come back.
now Brock posted and said, "I'm buying a ticket for which event? What city?
I think it's Friday.
This next Friday."
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Friday. So still, he looks like melted mayonnaise and Jason Aldean jeans with homophobia everywhere. So no.
Good
No,
Lord.
Wow, I
And,
think
if,
Nikki,
and you know what?
There's your
I would
soundbite.
feel personally victimized if he went after Big E because look what he did to Kofi.
Yep.
I'm still mad about that.
I think Nikki's
You know
been
what?
triggered, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo.
I have been
Real.
triggered because Brock Lesnar is the worst.
Mm.
Anyway,
So if
Roman's
Brock-
gonna
so-
win.
So Nikki, real quick, if Brock Lesnar cut you off right in the line at the Dairy Queen right on the hottest day in August in Arizona, right? Is that all right? You just want to let him have?
Oh no. I'd be like, listen, buddy, I may be a foot and a half shorter than you, but I ain't scared of you.
But he's Brock Lesnar.
Do
though.
it. Do it.
Look,
She just
look,
mad because it's another man, Kofi Kingston, that only lasted 8 seconds. Okay?
Yeah.
And it was over, son.
Well, you know what? Here's what I got to say.
No, let the story
I would
play
throw
out.
my drink at him, Brock Lesnar.
Ooh,
So,
Yeah.
So, this match, Roman's going to win, obviously, because they ain't going to have Roman lose because Vince doesn't even like Big E. He doesn't even like him. Plus, remember, Xavier's still trying to go after that money. So, who are they going to punish? His brother, Big E. They're going to punish all 3 of them. So, you know what? It's going to be Roman, and it will be clean
All right.
and quick, probably.
All right.
Just quick.
You can do a lot in 8 seconds.
Well, apparently. Apparently you can. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Moving on. Final match. And honestly, I think it's going to be the main event. The man, Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion, versus the Queen, Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown Women's Champion. I'm starting this one white hot. This is the match they want you to care about. And it's funny because they didn't even plan on it happening this way. But you can't fight history. 2015, these two girls are wrestling in NXT. They get brought up to the main roster as part of PCB with Paige. Charlotte immediately gets pushed because she's a Flair. She becomes the new United WWE Women's Champion at WrestleMania. Immediately, she got her best friend Becky beside her and Dana Brooke helping her out. Becky's fighting her little battles. Eventually, she gets put on SmackDown. She becomes the SmackDown Women's Champion, but they still somewhat stay friends. Until SummerSlam 2018, when Becky's just fed up with always playing second fiddle to Charlotte and not getting the opportunity she deserves. Charlotte pins her to win that title. Becky gets up, smacks her across the face, and turns into the man. And immediately becomes the biggest women's wrestler in the history of the WWE and becomes the first ever face of the company as a woman, which had never happened before. They get to WrestleMania 35, triple threat, main event. Charlotte's in the match, but Charlotte doesn't win the match, and she does not become Charlotte 2 belts. No, Becky becomes Becky 2 belts, and Becky gets to hold her title for over 375 days. You know how long Charlotte's title reign, longest one was? 113. Charlotte is arguably the greatest women's wrestler of all time, but she's a transitional champion every time she's been a champion. Becky is arguably the fourth best of the four horsewomen in the ring, but she's the best on the stick, and she's the best character by far. That's why she's the face of the company. There's so much built in here for these two women to hate each other, and that's why it's real. Because Charlotte should be the face, but Becky is. And Becky is so sick of always being blamed for everything by the Queen, and Queen is always sick of Becky being the face because the Queen knows I'm better than her in the ring. This story's real. The friendship at one time was real. Now it is truly the same as Stone Cold versus The Rock. Both guys want to be number one. Both girls want to be number one. This is a real rivalry, and I am honestly a little worried this could turn in the ring. I'm very actually nervous about this.
Did you really just say Charlotte should be the face?
No, I said Charlotte wants to be.
She thinks she should.
Charlotte should be because she's better in the ring than Becky, and that's why she's pissed about Becky being number one because she knows she can beat Becky on the mat. That's why. But Becky can out-talk her, and Becky is just a better character. Becky is the face of the company. Having said all of that, I'm setting this up for you why this is the main event and why this is the match I'm most invested in, and I think everybody else should be. And if you want to get more invested, go watch all the interviews these two girls have cut over the last 2 weeks. You'll get more invested really, really quick because they're both spitting truth. In this match, this will be the one that has a wonky finish. I don't know what, but I don't think this match is going to end clean because they want this to keep going. This match will probably culminate all the way to WrestleMania. I really think so. I don't know how they're going to get there. So it's going to end wonky, but who's going to take the decision from this? The Queen. Becky's probably going to get hit by something. I just have that feeling. I don't think Toni Storm's going to attack Charlotte, and I don't think Liv's going to attack Becky. So we'll see who interferes. But by decision, something's going to happen. Or maybe they get double counted out or double DQ'd. I don't know. But this ain't going to end clean. Something weird's going to happen. Nikki.
If it's going to be a double DQ or something like that, that better not be the main event.
No.
Yeah, true that.
I want my $4.99 back.
We'll
Well,
see.
they ain't getting it next month.
We'll see. Nikki, hot, cold, or warm?
I am hot for this match because they are spitting truths. And I honestly said this yesterday when we were recording our show. This match, I would not be surprised if they actually start to kill each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that could be the finish is because these two can't get up because they have destroyed each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anybody's going to interfere.
I really hope you're right. I really do.
I don't think they need to. Because these two, I think if it does turn into a shoot and they physically start to beat the crap out of each other, they're not going to send Liv or Tony or Bianca.
They're going to send every muscle in the back. Yes.
No, they're going to send like Randy Orton out there. And you know what? If Charlotte decks Randy Orton in the face, moment of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like if they send the men's locker room out and these girls look at each other, turn around, and just start beating all of the men up. I'm just saying. Like, it'll be a moment where they're about to kill each other, but they'll look at each other and be like, pause this.
See you at Mania. Let's go.
They're like, wait a minute. Beat all the men up, turn around, and then start killing each other again.
Wow.
So, I do think Becky will win it, but again, I think there's not going to be a winner. After what's been said, what's been going on, and how much hate these girls have for each other now, which is very sad.
Yeah, they can't just stop it here. This has to keep going. They can't. It's got to end weird.
They can't.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think there's more to this than we know.
Yes.
And I think the more to this will come out, and it will be very scathing. And I don't mean this in the ring. I think there is something going on that we don't know about, but it's going to slip. And somebody will say something on Twitter, and then we're going to get to the real reason why they really hate each other now.
Wow.
Because they're women. And let me tell you, when two women hate each other, as a woman,
all bets are
off. That grudge goes until the day you're both on your deathbed, and then you're like, listen, let me call her and tell her how much I hate her while I'm on my deathbed.
Yep.
So I'm going to go Becky. I hope Seth stays in the back with the kid and puts the kid to bed and says, don't watch this. Your mom's about to
100%
probably murder somebody.
Dude, Seth's going to go ahead and call the ambulance and have it on standby. He's got it. He's going to have to.
Actually, correction. It's New York. When you wrestle in New York, the ambulance has to be on standby.
Already.
He's going to call the morgue and be like, hey, listen, these two, they're about to.
Yeah.
You might want to call like the ICU, have them prepped. Like these two are probably going to kill each other.
Yep.
And I, for one, am here for it.
It's the only match I'm looking forward to. It's the only one.
But Charlotte did have a point. She did have a point. She's very confident. But you never have anybody saying, hey, Cena, why are you so confident? Why do you want another title shot? Never hear anybody say, hey, Austin, why'd you want another title shot?
Yep.
Never hear anybody say, Rocky, why are you going to Hollywood when you want a title shot?
It doesn't matter why.
Yeah. But, Charlotte, if she's like, because I want to, they're like, oh, well.
Well, she's being difficult.
She's difficult and she's a B word.
Yep.
And you know what? Becky has the same thing. So in a way, they can't agree on that.
Nope.
Because Becky's treated the same way.
100%. I think we can both agree. Neither one of them are as difficult as Sasha.
Exactly. Why are they mad?
Why are they mad?
Part of me wonders, did Sasha stir the pot?
Oh, I know she did.
Did she go to Becky and say, hey, Becky, guess what Charlotte said? And then she ran to Charlotte and was like, hey, Charlotte, guess what Becky said about you?
Yeah.
And then Bayley's just, you know what? Right now, out of all four, Bayley's the only one that I'm like, Bayley, I get it.
I get it.
I totally get it.
I get it. Yeah.
I get it. Totally get it.
All right. Kyle, hot, cold, or warm, and who's going to win this crazy match?
Ice cold, man. I don't give a shit.
Of course you don't.
Look, this whole match has been built on social media and podcasts and interviews, none of which I've watched. I've been watching wrestling and then spending my free time touching grass and going out and doing stuff. So the fact that I've missed this entire build because I've decided to live my life instead of follow what's happening on social media, I don't care. I just see 2 4 horsewomen in a main event match. And I've had zero build outside of some of the promos that were given on television, and I'm sorry, but that is a real perspective. you know, and in hearing about as passionate as you guys are, you sound like a couple marks. All right. I feel like everyone's getting worked. This is all just their own social media planning. Everybody's friends behind the scenes. None of this is real, because why are you going to risk a real fight breaking out?
And you know what? If it's not
a major pay-per-view, don't cut me off. No, I'm sorry, Dan.
My show, I'll cut you off if I want to.
But hey, look, man, that's just my take, bro. That's my take, man. I haven't watched a single of those interviews that y'all referenced, you know, and who's to blame me? I'm the average WWE viewer. You know, that's the thing, is I'm not the one paying attention to all the podcasts and interviews they're doing outside of their broadcasts. So they've given me no reason to be invested in this match. And to me, you're just putting people in the main event that you've always put in the main event with little logic or reason. And so that's my take.
Tristen, hot, cold, or warm, sir? What do you think about all this?
Oh, you saved the best for last.
Of course
I did. I think
I'm
definitely warm on this match. Before I continue, Kyle, you said you were touching grass with a G, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to clarify.
Just making sure. So I'm also going to agree with Kyle, because there's a term that we use in the wrestling business, right? And let's not get worked, right? We're getting worked, and it's great. That's why we watch pro wrestling, to get worked. You know, for us to believe that there's a particular animosity between people, and if there's people believing that there's a real animosity between them, that's true. I mean, that's great. You know, so the way we believe in the wrestling business is that it's always a work, and even when they tell you it's a shoot, it's still a work. Now that being said, Charlotte Flair has given up more championships to Becky Lynch than Lynch has given to Flair. Let me give you some facts. September 2018 and April 2019. 2 separate turnovers from Charlotte to Becky.
Yep.
Becky has turned over a championship one time in a match against Charlotte. That was May 2019.
Yep.
But Charlotte only held the belt for a couple of minutes before Becky came to take it away.
Yeah, before Bayley cashed in. You're right.
Right, before Bayley came to take it away. Yep. Becky, although she's not my favorite of the two, because I love Charlotte because she's head and shoulders above a lot of women in the WWE.
100%.
Right? Although she's not my favorite, Becky knows how to bring it when it matters. All right? Let me give you some facts to support that. Charlotte has been both a Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion for a total of 466 days. Those are all her reigns together.
Yep.
While Becky Lynch has a combined reign of 700 days. That's as of today. That's almost 2 years of Becky Lynch being a champion.
Yep.
Statistically, Becky Lynch will be the last woman standing.
Yeah.
Becky and Charlotte, though, will be one of those matches that everybody's talking about come Monday morning. As those two women, they're going to bring it.
Yeah, they are.
Whether it's a work or a shoot, going into Survivor Series, these girls got some serious heat with each other, and it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight, and I can't wait to see it.
I agree with you 100%, Tristen. Whether it's a work or whether it's a shoot, when's the last time we were truly worked? I can't remember. Everybody,
I remember Daniel Bryan when he pulled the tie and got, fired. We got work.
That was a while ago.
Exactly. So what are we? 8-9 years?
Mm-hmm.
Because these dang wrestlers can't keep their freaking mouths shut when they're on social media or when they're in interviews and they tell us everything. Good grief. They leaked a photo of Kenny and Hangman sitting on the apron working their match out. I don't want to see that.
24 hours after the match. No, I agree with you on that one, Bama.
It's so stupid.
Laughed, but okay.
It's so stupid. So exactly.
Sasha Bianca did the same thing with their WrestleMania match.
Oh, they do it with their stupid 24 Chronicles. So Rhea and Charlotte have legit heat because of the NXT Championship match at WrestleMania. But then when the cameras turn off, I see Charlotte and Rhea on the apron, and Charlotte's like, "You were so good, proud of you, girl." That's what I'm saying.
You know what? If they do a WWE 24 of this, this would get me respect for both of them. I already respect Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah.
But I want like Becky flipping her off or something.
Yeah.
Or like spitting in her drink. Like I don't want them to be like, oh, good job. I want them to be like,
right.
I'm gonna murder you.
Yeah.
Have one of them do like Hogan and show up to the pay-per-view with a black eye and no explanation.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean?
mean?
Yeah.
I'm in 100% agree. That's what I'm saying. For whatever reason, even a year and a half ago, Charlotte went on straight up Steve Austin's little fun show, and she was at the beach eating dinner, and she said, and Steve said, "What's your relationship with Becky right now?" And she's like, "Well, we're friends, but we're not as close as we used to be." And he said, "What's the reason for that?" He said, "Because we're both competitors. We both want to be number one." Even back then, they had this opinion of each other. And
work, brother.
That's what I'm saying. So if this is a work, this is a 2 to 3 year work since WrestleMania 35. And so if they're really letting this stew this long and they're really going to be at odds all this time, then props to them. Because who does that anymore? Nobody. So props to them for being able to do it. But that's why I said, regardless, you can't tell me that across the board, when Charlotte walks into the room with Vince and when Becky walks into the room with Vince, there's this immediate tension of who's going to get the yes. That's legit. That is 100% legit. And whether or not they're best friends or not, they both want to be the face on that poster. They do. So they can say they love each other and they're respectful all they want to behind closed doors. At the end of the day, they both want the number one check in the company. They both do. So
sorry, Roman.
So I'm sorry, they do. So
that's your soundbite right there, folks.
And if you think, and if you think,
here's what you do.
Say, if you think I'm stupid or crazy and I'm getting worked by that, you're a fool because that's business. That's business. It's all business.
What you do. You have Roman go out and try to solve it between the two of them, and they just turn around and go, "Get yourself out of here."
I'm like, you don't even go here.
You don't even go here.
No, sure.
Have them beat Roman. There you go. Have them beat Roman.
There you go.
And then go back to fighting.
Yeah. No, Becky will say, "Roman, have you seen my pay stub? Get out of my ring."
They'll be like, "Roman, go help Seth with the kid. Come on." Why
oh my gosh. And speaking of, when Seth and Roman finally go at it again, I'll be waiting for that. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. All right. Wow. Well, we're wrapping it up. Thank you guys so much for joining us with this awesome preview tonight. I hope we got you a little bit more juice for the pay-per-view on Sunday. I know we got ourselves amped up a little bit, but Survivor Series coming up this Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Peacock Network. Again, 6 matches so far. I'm sure they'll add one to the pre-show. They might even add one more to the main card. But we will see what the results of our predictions are. And were we wrong about any of these? Are any of these matches going to steal the show and we didn't see it coming? We'll find out when this comes up. But for now, we're going to sign off. Miss Queen Nikki, please put yourself over. Where can we find you on your social media? And what do the Queens of the Ring have coming up in the near future?
So you can find me on Twitter at Nikki_0422 and at QOTR Podcast on Twitter. Yesterday, we just had an episode come out. And next week, somehow, and we're going to make this work, guys, Taylor Swift and Becky and Charlotte will be discussed in the same show.
Wow.
And how you can connect the two.
Wow.
I know.
Why you gotta be so mean? Okay.
No. More like all too well.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that then. Kyle, put yourself over. Where can we find you on social media? What do you and RN got it coming up on the Rewind, and what's coming up for the SmackDraw brand?
So if you haven't already heard, the Rewind has been rebranded as an opinion piece show instead of the straight up recap. But besides that, I want to say it's been a while. I appreciate y'all's patience about unpopular wrestling opinions.
Got to bring it back. Bring it back, Kyle. Bring it back.
Yes. So here's what happened really quick. I got enough tweets and then I went back and reviewed them. And they are 90% AEW tweets. So please, I'm just waiting on some unpopular WWE tweets and other general wrestling.
I'm sure you can't find any of those on Twitter.
Yeah. Just send them to SmackDraw if you have an unpopular wrestling opinion about WWE or wrestling in general. I'm full with AEW. Just need a couple more and we'll book the next episode here very soon.
All right, Mr. Tristen Law, sir, put yourself over. What is coming up for your upcoming career, and where can we find you, and where can we watch you wrestle, sir?
Man, to put myself over, I'm a pretty good wrestler. I'm a pretty nice guy. content creator. My Instagram right now is pretty cool, at The Real Big Tris. Just go ahead and follow me, and you can see all the cool stuff that I do out here creating content for people. You could definitely find me wrestling up and down the East Coast, looking to branch out now that COVID is hopefully becoming less of a thing. Do a little bit more traveling.
Please.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at The Real Big Tris if you want to find me. But if you look at YouTube, you can follow me on YouTube as well too. Just type in Tristen Law, and you can find all my wrestling matches. You can follow me and tell me how great I am, and that's all I got. It was fun being here, BamaDave, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely, got to get you all three on the schedule again. Go ahead, Kyle.
I was gonna say, by the way, hanging out with you guys, I'm actually, now that we're done like recapping or predicting the show, I am actually a little bit more excited for Survivor Series.
That's why I do the show. That's why I do the show.
I really am actually a little bit more into this pay-per-view than I was.
100%. That's why we do it. And you can follow me on Twitter at BamaDave24, where basically I post awesome wrestling takes as well as promos for the shows and what we got coming up, and occasional just funny clips. If you want to go there and just smile, that's what I try to do, is make everybody happy. Also, you can follow our brand at SmackedRaw Podcast. Again, follow us on Twitter at SmackedRaw Podcast. Follow us on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/SmackedRaw. Also follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/SmackedRaw Podcast. And make sure you click that bell so that every time we post a new video, you get notified immediately. And follow us on whatever major podcast platform you want to. Leave us a 5-star rating and leave us a comment. After the fireworks from today's show, what you didn't expect, we're going to keep bringing it to you. And again, until the next time we drop the hammer, we'll see you next time again here on the Banner Slammer. And just real quick, next week, because it's Thanksgiving, I will not be doing a show, but I'll probably try to post something so you guys can just know what's going on in the near future. But we love you guys. Have a great evening, everybody.